Testing 3 premium foundations from TJ. Good morning, beautiful people. This is Ann, Fabulous Life 101. You know, last week my daughter and I made a morning trip to TJ Maxx. We bought a lot of stuff. I'm going to test 3 of the foundations that we bought. These include products from Aucoin, Marc Jacobs, and PUR. How do they feel on the skin? Does the color really match? Do they last throughout the day? Well, I tested all of that on these 3 foundations. First of all, the Aucoin, the Etherealist. I really like that. It held out well throughout the day. I liked it a little better when I mixed it with Aucoin Glass Glow Face. The other one I tested was a Marc Jacobs. And actually my daughter took that. She has that with her right now. But that one was very rich and creamy. It lasted well throughout the day. I wasn't as crazy about the type of applicator it came with, and it was a little bit light for my skin, but altogether it's a great buy if you can find your shade at TJ Maxx. Final one I tried is PUR, and that one is an actual stick foundation. Went on really smoothly. My daughter's been wearing it for several days. It lasts well. So altogether, these are great buys. But anyway, here's the video. I'm going to let you watch me as I apply and test each of the 3. So now this is my new foundation, Aucoin, the Etherealist Skin Illuminating Foundation. So I'm going to start by putting a little bit on my hand, and it's just very sort of silky, liquidy texture. And then I'm going to take a sponge and start applying it to my face. This is, I guess, I'd say a medium coverage foundation. It's buildable, so I'm going to build a little more. I'm going to take my sponge. It has a nice feel to it, nice texture. I guess it's just putting it to the wear test. Now I'm going to try a drop of this Glass Glow Face Illuminator Visage by Aucoin. This is sort of a highlighter bronzer. I'm just going to put a little bit in my hand first and do it like right sort of over on the cheekbones. Okay, it does offer just a little bit of bronzing. I'll put a little, spread it a little more. Yeah, it has just a very light bronzing highlighting effect. Okay. Well, I'm going to go finish up my makeup and I'll be right back. Well, the rest of my makeup is done. This is my final look for today using Aucoin, the Etherealist Skin Illuminating Foundation, and Aucoin Glass Glow Face Illuminator. Again, I went very minimalist on this as I didn't really want my whole face to glow. This is also supposedly good for your body. The cost per ounce, since this is like 1 ounce, and I only paid $14.99 for it at TJ Maxx, but I think the actual cost is much higher. So it's not really cost efficient as a body bronzer, but it does just adds a little nice touch of glow to my face. Good morning, beautiful people. Yesterday I did my makeup using these 2 products from Aucoin, the Etherealist Skin Illuminating Foundation and Glass Glow Face Illuminator. I like them both. It really, this foundation held up really well. This was just I just used a dab of this sort of as a little bit of a highlighter. The one thing is that the foundation, the color was a little bit light for me. I got it from TJ Maxx. They only had 1 color, so I tried it. It's called Light, and I usually do wear a light. So I decided I'm going to try something completely different today using these same 2 products. I'm going to actually mix them both and apply them with a brush as a foundation. So I'm going to start by putting a couple of drops of this on my hand. And then I'm going to just put a couple of drops of this in with it, just little drops. Okay. And now I'm going to sort of mix it with my finger a little bit. Let's dab a little on here. And then take the brush and let's have a go of it. Actually, it seems a little darker, a little closer to my skin tone, and definitely has more of a dewy glow to it. Now let me go set with powder and do a few finishing touches, and I'll be right back. Okay, makeup is done. I put on my mascara, put a little pink on my cheeks, some finishing powder, and this is my look for the day. I really do like mixing these two Kevyn Aucoin products together because this adds a little bit of a bronzer to the foundation, and I feel like it gives my face an overall glow. And for the spring, it makes me look like I maybe have a hint of a tan when I always wear sunscreen. So anyway, overall, I really do like these Kevyn Aucoin products. I'm glad I found them at TJ Maxx. I recommend checking your own local TJ Maxx for them. If not, they're available at Amazon, and I think they're still at Sephora. Well, today, as part of my foundation test, I'm going to be testing the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Cover Foundation. And this is in Ivory Light, which is probably a shade lighter than I would have normally gotten, but we found it at TJ Maxx. So anyway, how does this work? Okay, yeah, it actually comes in like a little dropper. Just start putting it on my finger and then on my face. Yeah, it's pretty light. It's definitely a bit lighter than I would normally use. And it is very, very creamy. My daughter told me that as well. The texture's a bit thicker. It's more full coverage than many foundations. I know what I'm going to try. I'm going to take this and put a few drops on my hand. And then I'm going to mix in a dash of this Kevyn Aucoin bronzer. Yeah. See? And sort of mix it together. Yeah. And then put that on my face. It's still a little bit light. I am actually liking the feel of this though. It's very rich, very creamy. What I may do is actually go to more TJ Maxx stores and see if I can find it in a different color. Let's try something else. I'm going to take this and again put another few dots on my hand. And now I'm taking something else that I found at TJ Maxx. This is the PUR No Filter Primer in bronze, which I found out is definitely too dark for my skin. So I'm going to mix a little bit of that in there with it. I feel like a mad scientist coming up with all these mixtures. And that darkens it a bit. Yeah. And okay, I think I'm going to take my sponge now and just kind of blend it in a little bit. Okay, let me finish up with the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, I've done the rest of my makeup, getting ready to go out. We'll see how it holds up through the day. The Marc Jacobs, again, it is a little more full coverage, a little heavier. The shade was a bit lighter than what I'm used to or what really is best for me. I did find it helped to add maybe a little bit of bronzer to the mix. But overall, it's just the test of time. Does it hold up during the day? Does it settle into lines? I'll let you know. Good morning, beautiful people. Today I'm trying the PUR products we found at TJ Maxx. My daughter bought this foundation stick and I bought this no filter primer bronze. Wasn't quite sure about this after learning more about it. I think this is meant for someone with a darker complexion to be used as a primer. It comes on a bit dark for me, So I put on another primer, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of this on my cheeks before applying the foundation to give a little bit of a bronzing effect and make me look like I have a slight tan. So I'm going to try that now. Just a little over here, okay. And now I'm going to try this stick foundation, which I'm going to see how this works. And just start by just marking it on me a little bit. And now I'm going to take my blender and see how it blends. And it's actually not quite as pale as I thought it would be. It's called porcelain, and I normally will wear like a medium fair or light. But it's blending in fairly well. It is, I'm not used to stick foundation. It is a little bit sort of thicker, but this blends really well and it's very soft, very smooth. So right now I'm going to go put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright, the rest of my makeup is done. I started with this PUR stick foundation. It is in porcelain, it's a little bit light for me. I normally stay away from stick foundations because I like something more moisturizing, but this was very creamy. It came on really smooth. It wasn't quite as light as I expected it to be. So while I did like it, it's probably not going to be something I'm going to use every day. I'm going to return it to my daughter and let her use it. But I am glad I tried it, and I do like this brand PUR. Of the brands I tried, I think my favorite is this the Etherealist Skin Illuminating Foundation by Aucoin, and I particularly like it when I mix it with the bronzer, the Aucoin Glass Glow Face Illuminator, because that gives a little more color to this. This shade is a little bit off. If I found it in a slightly darker shade, I probably would buy it. But again, I want to recommend, go to your local TJ Maxx stores. You know, have your phone with you, Google the product if you're not quite sure what it is. I found some wonderful foundations there. This is among my top buys. What's your favorite foundation? Is it something I haven't tried? Maybe an indie brand? If so, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Have a fabulous day. Peace, love, and light.